Poonam ji, thank you so much for joining me on ETimes today as we talk about Rishi Kapoor. It's his first death anniversary, and it's been 1 year without him. Can you
Yes,
please
it
start
has
from the
indeed.
day your association began with him as a co-actor?
That's going back very many years. So I would rather go in reverse from the last few times I met him rather than, because I think I have talked about my earlier films, my experience of working with him, and what a fabulous actor I've always maintained that he is, and I've been a great fan of his. So, but today, I mean, while I was getting ready to talk to you, I suddenly remembered, we have a close common friend together, and we had gone for her birthday party. It was her 50th, I think. So we'd all, Chintuji is also close to them. And that was the first time I came to know that he sings also. Till now, I had never heard him sing over the years.
Oh,
And that was the first time I saw him get on stage and I heard him singing. And he was really singing with full passion. He sang Main Shayar To Nahi, and he sang a couple of other songs, but he sang it with so much, I would say, confidence, with the mood mein pura unhone gaya. So for me, that was the first time after having known him for, I would say, 30 odd years, first time I heard him sing. And then I heard him once again sing. We had gone for another, it was a wedding in Vienna, which we were all there together, Neetu, Chintu, everybody, and he sang there too. So it was like, okay, this man has kept this talent hidden for so many years. But I think music, rhythm, dance was part of the DNA of the Kapoors. It's always been there. And that was something, I think if it was today's time, he would have probably been made to sing in his films also. Because in those days, actors never really sang. But Chintu had that inherent talent of music, dance, and rhythm in him. And that was one side of him I saw much later in life. And of course, I think one of the last times, I won't say the last time because I met him after that also, was at Diwali, at Amitji's Diwali party. And he had just come back from New York, I think a month or so. He'd come around his birthday. So this was probably in October. And he's telling me, तूने मुझे फोन भी नहीं किया, आई नहीं मुझे मिलने के लिए, सब आ रहे थे मुझे मिलने. I said, yeah, but Chintu, I just wanted to let you have that space. You've come home after over a year and all of that. And it was your birthday. So, he's that sensitive. He was rather the person who noticed these things. He noticed that I had not physically come and met him at his house to check. Whereas I was in touch with him over the phone over the years when he was in New York. I used to, check on his health. I used to, wish him on all the occasion, his birthday, his anniversary, and New Year's, Christmas, all of that. We were in touch over the phone. But yes, he wanted that his close friends and people who cared for him should come and ask about him. So I think that was the emotional part of Chintu, that he had, that fondness for his friends and certain amount of expectations also from them. कि ये लोग जो मेरे friends हैं वो मेरा ख्याल रखेंगे, मुझसे पूछेंगे. So I remember that, and I was like literally so pleased to see him looking well. He was looking so fine and well when I had met him that day. And after that, I met him at one or two dinners and parties. And it was a huge shock to know that he had taken unwell again. And because it was the time of the lockdown, none of us could even go and see him or do any of those things. And the saddest part was we couldn't even go and pay the condolence and homage to him after he passed away, because that was something I think everybody who'd ever known him, worked with him, admired him, would have wanted to do. And that, unfortunately, we could not do. But in our mind and hearts, we've been doing that since that time till today. And I think it's been, this 1 year has passed in such a fast way. And of course, after that, losing Chimpu was another big blow, big blow. And I feel really sad, because in a way I say Chintu at least didn't live to see his younger brother pass away. He was I'm sure very protective and very fond of Chimpu. And well, we see the extension of Rishi Kapoor in his son. I think he has exactly the same voice. I remember first time I saw him on screen, I closed my eyes and I said, "To Chintu bol raha hai." His dialogue delivery is exactly like Rishi, And I remember calling Chintu and telling, I said, "Chintu, my God, Ranbir sounds just like you." He, मतलब आंखें बंद करो तो लगता है ऋषि कपूर की dialogue delivery है. He said, yeah, सब बोल रहे हैं मुझे ऐसा. And he was very proud of his son. He wasn't a demonstrative. वो किसी चीज में प्यार और तारीफ और झूठी तारीफ और he wasn't one of those guys who would use sugary words and sweetened words and तारीफ करेगा ऐसी. वो कुछ नहीं, उसके मन में appreciation भी होती थी, बिल्कुल इतनी सी बोलता था word, कभी नहीं. So I think even with his son, though he was very, very proud of his talent and of his work, I don't think he was the type who would go give interviews about what a fabulous son and what an actor I have. But I know that he was so proud of his son and he is tremendous. In fact, अगर कोई हम कह सकें कि ऋषि कपूर से एक कदम आगे भी जा रहा है, तो it is his son. And I think that for any father would be the biggest source of pride, because he has the best of his mother, best of his father. And I think that is something which Chintu must be so proud of wherever he is today.
The lockdown continued. Did you manage to go over to meet Neetu ji after he passed away, or was it difficult?
No, I've just been in touch over the phone and WhatsApp and such things, because I think then she also, started moving out, started working and doing all of that. But and I think we somewhere along the line, you have to respect a person's need for privacy and need for grieving alone, because it's not a small thing. It's a huge thing to lose your life partner of so many years. And I think for Neetu, her life began and ended with Chintu to a great extent over the years. And then, of course, the children. And I feel so happy that both the kids are there for her, her granddaughter, her daughter, and everybody. I think that is what family is. That is what it is all about. And besides being an exemplary wife, she's been, a pillar of strength for her kids and for the rest of her family. So I think
the equation as you all rolled along from one movie to another, because he was supposed to be a little moody, as they said, and he said things as it is. So was there any time when it became a little uncomfortable for you?
No, the only time it would become uncomfortable is if he was losing in Scrabble or something to me. Then he would be very unhappy about it, because he didn't like to lose in any game. So I think he was just a very, I don't even say moody. I think he was just a very upfront, non-diplomatic, blunt guy. And so if you knew that about him, you kept your little, I won't say distance, but you kept over familiar. We were never over familiar. We were respectful and kept our distance. We were actually so much junior to him. We were in school when Bobby released, and we had seen him over the years being this fabulous, amazing actor. So we never tried to get over familiar on backslapping terms with him. We always kept our admiration and distance with him. And at the same time, there was a lot of warmth and a lot of affection, but he hated being over photographed. I have a habit of taking a lot of pictures on my mobile, and that in 2 minutes he would get irritated. Bas karna, bas karna. And then I remember once at some dinner we'd gone, I'd taken about maybe 8-10 pictures, and I sent them to him. After about the fourth, fifth, he said, "Enough now, no more." He was that time, instead of appreciating anything which was in excess, he was really a person who was a little, I would say, ki bas, overdo nahi karo, kuch bhi cheez. Admiration, if you praised him too much, I don't think he liked that. He would think you're kind of sucking up to him, ya chamchagiri kar rahe ho. If you overdid any kind of thing with him, he didn't like it. And I saw that happen even once when we were at this wedding. Some people, and a lot of people, when they see Rishi Kapoor looking all handsome in his suit and all that, photo, enough now, bas. He was, he wasn't very patient with all that. I think that was the difference in his generation and today's generation. Like us, we love taking pictures. He would be absolutely no, bahut ho gaya abhi, bahut ho gaya. And of course, over the years, we have seen him do different kind of roles, from being this extremely perfect romantic hero to even doing roles which were villainy, which were negative, which were, so his versatility came out in his latter years. And though I still do believe that nobody could do a romantic song better than Rishi Kapoor ever till date. And I think that everybody will agree कि वो जो style of singing a song and the romance which he had, nobody since then has had. एक शशि कपूर थे, उनके uncle, and so I think that charm he had, that romance which he had on his face, that was outstanding.
You had many songs with him, of course, but what did you think of those T-shirts which he wore, which looked like sweaters from far? It was a big style statement.
I know. I think it started probably with Kabhi Kabhi, where he used to wear those woolen sweaters. But then वो कश्मीर में सारी shootings होती थी. Heroine चाहे शिफॉन की साड़ी पहन के डांस कर रही हो, Chintu ji would be comfortable in his little woolen sweaters and which looked like t-shirts. But I thought he carried them so well. It went with his romantic hero persona and the scarves he would wear and such things. So he never overdressed ever. He looked like this young romantic till, I think, which he did. And I think as an actor, he was always good right from Bobby. But in the latter years, as he started doing a whole, the old man, the ugly man, the, angry man with kajal in his eyes and such thing. So, I mean, he had this versatility which was outstanding, really outstanding.
When an
in fact, I remember him telling me, I said, Chintu, he says, yaar, ye meri jo second inning hai na, I am doing such good work. And then he kind of giggled and said, and making more money than I ever did. Because in those days, मुझे 5-5 गाने गाने पड़ते थे, फाइट सीक्वेंस करनी पड़ती थी. अब वो सब नहीं है. अब मैं बस अपना काम करता हूँ, scenes हैं मेरे which I enjoy doing. I don't have to do any of those things. So in a way, I understood his point. कि as a hero, when you have to do almost like 100 days of shoot for whatever money you are charging. Now, as a character actor, he probably could do 20 days of fabulous work, meaningful scenes. He didn't have to do 5 romantic songs and a climax went shum and all of that. So it was much easier on him in terms of quantum of work as well as quantum of what he was earning. So he could do many more films in a year than he could do earlier.
Your fondest film with him and the film which you think was his best?
That's a difficult question because he was good in so many films. But yes, one, Ye Vada Raha, of course, people remember till now as one of the very, very fine films with fine music by R.D. Burman. But one film I really didn't expect it to be that great for me, and I did it a bit unwillingly, was a film called Ek Chadar Maili Si. And I had a smaller role comparatively because Himaji had a chunk of a major role, and I was like, I don't want to do this film. I'm not the main this thing. But the director Sukhwan Dhada was so persistent. He says, "Nahi, Poonam, aap dekhengi. Baad mein ye picture will always be remembered as one of your really fine films." And I think that actually was one of my very, very good films. And Chintu was outstanding. What the kind of role he had in it for a Devar who ends up having to marry his respected and elder bhabi because the brother dies. That is something which I didn't expect it to be turning out that fine. And I think I enjoyed that film with him a lot. We shot in Punjab, we shot in Chandigarh, and it was something which was quite interesting. I did Zamana with him. I did, what was this other film called? I did quite a number of films with him later. But I think these 2 films I remember vividly more so, because it was both had very distinct roles in it.
The one which you feel was his best, I mean, if you were to pick one.
No, I will never ever do that. But There's so many of them. I mean, of course, I didn't really like seeing him as an old man too much in that 102 Not Out or Jo Bhi Unki last film thi. He did a fabulous job, but I said, nahi, this is not Rishi Kapoor how I remember him in his, but he was like, nowhere do you see Rishi Kapoor in it. You see that character only. He was outstanding. And
the same applies for Kapoor and Sons.
Kapoor and Sons, well, that again was a fabulous film of his. I'm trying to think of a film which he wasn't outstanding in, which is very difficult for me because he was really one of the, he used to make fun of films like Zahrila Insan and such things, but he says that's what made him a star eventually, the being hit and such things. And he used to always say कि मेरी Bobby के बाद कितनी फिल्में flop हुई थी. He had that literal phase where his films didn't do well. So however good an actor you are, unless your film is successful, you are not counted as a big star. And when you look back at it, Rishi Kapoor was never in the number games. People never used to say he's the number 1 star or the number 2 star or number whatever star. He was always known to be as a most reliable, good actor. He could fit into any role, and he did multi-starrers. He did, film like Amar Akbar Anthony, which he stood out. He did so many films over a period of time. And I think there was never a competition for him. I can't think of any other actor who you could say was as good as Rishi Kapoor, or he could be replaced. Rishi Kapoor could be replaced with him. So I think he had made his own mark. And now I like to really believe that people who are meant to be eternal, immortal, really do die young. I mean, I think of so many people. I see Smita Patil and I say, God, she passed away so young. We look at Madhubala till today, at Meena Kumari, and say, my God, those people are etched in time, immortal forever, in the best possible way. So I would like to end with that by telling that Rishi Kapoor will always be etched in everybody's memory and nobody can take his place.
I would put my hand on Prem Rog as his best.
Oh God, yes, I would agree with you. Prem Rog was a double indemnity, as they say. Raj Kapoor and his direction, I think nothing, and the music. And of course, Padmini, and everybody was perfect in that film. It was outstanding.
Poonamji, thank you so much for this. It has been difficult to speak on this in past tense about someone we all admired so much, and we still admire so much, and we'll continue to do it.
My sincere, I would say, memories of Chintuji are going to be there, etched in my mind forever. And I think I would just like to end by saying that he'll be there for times immemorial in the annals of Indian film industry.
Always. Thank you, Poonam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.